What's up, Pokemon trading card game fans? Welcome to episode 69 of the Special Conditions podcast, where our love for Pokemon and collecting collide. Special Conditions is part of the Pokemon Professor Network, and today is January 12th, 2021. I'm one of your hosts, Adam Tuttle, and I'm joined by my co-host, Josh Brown. What's good?
What's up, Adam? How you doing today?
I'm doing real good. Real good.
Good. I hope so. New Year's treating you right?
It has.
Fantastic. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, not too crazy of stuff going on. I mean, I'm kind of working from home still a little bit.
Sure.
They're still not sure on if my son's going to be able to go back to school or not.
Right.
They had a meeting on Thursday, and they didn't come to a conclusion. So they're going to have another meeting on Thursday. So I'm like,
fun stuff.
All right.
I had jury duty this week, and because the courts are still closed, I fulfilled my civil duty as a juror, and that's it. Done.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's it. So did you do it remotely or just
no?
You
didn't have to
do it
because everything's closed. So you call in, and they're like, "Yeah, everything's suspended. Nothing's happening. So if you're having jury duty this week, you're out." So I assume it's been like that since like March of last year, but still, you get through the whole process of getting the paperwork for jury duty and like having to arrange time off with your work and everything. And then you have to call in the night before, then to do all of that, and then just to be told, yeah, no, you're good. Back to normal. So,
wow,
whatever. It is what it is. So, yeah, other than that, nothing exciting on my end.
Yeah.
That's
well,
okay.
Let's get into today's show.
Okay.
This is what we got going on for you. Pickups of the week. I got a box from the Pokemon Center, which I haven't opened, but I know what's in it.
Okay, that's fair.
Also found some other stuff, but we'll get there. The art of the week this week is Slurpuff.
Okay.
We're going to talk about the current state of the TCG.
Mm-hmm.
With all the just so many it's just like a ton of content creators just switching over to the TCG, and we just have a lot to say and to talk about, so we'll get there. And then the card of the week this week is Clefable from Rebel Clash.
All right.
So buckle up. We're in for a ride.
I'm here for it. Let's go.
All right. So as we get into first gear, pickup of the week. Like I said, my order came in from the Pokemon Center. I don't know if I think I talked about it on the Gotta Watch 'Em All episode that we just did on Saturday. So I ordered the 3 missing 2017 World Championships decks that I was missing.
Okay.
At retail, which is $12.99.
Okay, not bad.
Which is way under my goal of the under $20 per deck here. And not only that, I forgot that I don't have the Sitting Cuties Delibird stuffed animal. So I'm kind of, I really just, I want to open it live because I need like my reaction to be like shown off, because I am so thrilled to get a new Delibird plush. I'm so excited.
Sure. How did you not already have this?
I think I asked for it. I think possibly for my birthday, or like I know I mentioned it. I think I mentioned it on the podcast at one point. I think I mentioned it, like the only one I didn't have was that, and I think I anticipated just somebody out there getting it for me. Like I don't know what I was thinking, but I just assumed that I already had it. Like because I had said it out loud, I assumed that I was gonna get it or already had it. It turns out I don't. So I went and bought it. It was only like $10.99. Very cheap, very reasonable.
Nice.
And then I also had, because remember way back, Pokemon Center canceled my pin collection order for Champions Path.
Right.
So they gave me a $20 credit. So I used that towards my purchase. So effectively, they gave me $10 off one of the World's decks and $10 off the Delibird. So I bought the Delibird for $1. And I bought one of the World's decks for $3.
Heck yeah.
And it was free shipping. So just an amazing get. That's just, and it's crazy to think that like they had just the 2017 decks in stock, and they had all 3 that I needed.
Cool. That's so good. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, it was just like, okay, cool. I get to check that off the box of years that I need. And then I also had gotten a call from GameStop saying, hey, just wanted to let you know that 2 out of your 4 Vivid Voltage Build and Battle boxes are in. Now, that was exciting to me because I was like, whew, there's a chance of getting a Charizard. Just because the hype is real and I don't think that I'm going to be able to get one.
Right.
And I've seen 2 out of the 4 that got into the shop or into the GameStop, but 2 of the other people had already pre-ordered 2. So they each got 1 and I got 2. So we all got half of our pre-orders.
Okay.
Which was cool. I like the way that they split that up and like didn't just say like, oh no, none of them came for you.
Right.
So cool. I still got 2 pre-ordered, waiting on those. Probably wait forever. Who knows?
Hey, as long as they're not canceled.
And then my personal friend Adam from GameStop, he literally just was like, he opened up the drawer and was like, he showed me a Hidden Fates tin of Charizard. And he's like, do you want this? And I was like, you know I do. So he's like, okay. He's like, we only got 2 in, and somebody already like grabbed the first one. And I was like, well, Adam probably wants this one. So I said, that's awesome. I appreciate you holding it for me.
Right.
So thank you, Adam. Shout out to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Appreciate it.
Very nice. Have you opened it already?
I have not, because Ken sent me a new microphone setup, and he also included a box of Hidden Fates. But I've opened, I think, 2 packs on Instagram or TikTok. I have no idea at this point. Maybe on Twitter. I don't know. I've been opening up a pack a day.
Nice.
So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I'm losing track of all the packs that I'm opening. So
that's fair. That's okay. That's not a bad problem to have.
Yeah. And I mean, it's like, you know, I've got a bunch of packs from the Giratina boxes. I still got Hidden Fates to open. I just got tons of stuff to open, and I'm excited. And it's like, I'm giving out a code card every day too. So it's like a win-win for everyone.
Right.
Versus just doing it every Monday and the show. So now you got the show, and you've got, as long as you're following us, or me on Twitter, the Pokemon Professor Network on TikTok and Instagram or Facebook, you'll have access to finding those PTCGO codes.
There we go. So
how about you
for everybody? How about me, Adam? Nothing, man. Nothing at all. Which we'll talk about in the state of the game and when we get to that discussion. So
understandable. And it's like, I did technically go to a Target just to see, and they had a structure deck that looked like it was taped back together.
Perfect.
And that was it.
Great.
Which again, that adds into our conversation later. But I also went to Walmart as well later in the week, and I was picking out some groceries, and I saw not an elite trainer box. What did I see? It was a trainer's toolkit, and I was like, what? That's weird. I've never seen one, and it's literally the only product on like the card game shelf. And I said, I'm just gonna grab it. And then throughout the whole like grocery shop trip, I was like, I don't necessarily need this. I was like, why am I putting this in my cart? Like, yeah, it's got a couple packs in it. It's got the Denny's. Like, I was like, do I really need this? I was like, no, somebody else needs it more than I do. You know, and it's like, I probably took the one product that, you know, some kid will find and be like, wow, that's awesome. So I was like, no, you know what? I'm putting it back. I don't need it. And I felt really, really good about it when I put it back. And it made me feel like I did something good. Right. Even though I technically had it in my cart for like an hour grocery shopping. So I did put it back.
Sure. But you thought about it.
And it is, and then I thought about it again, where it's like, it's been really nice to not have such a like need to like go to the store and like hunt, because like I just know that there's nothing there. So, you know, it's just, again, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Right.
But we'll move forward onto the art of the week.
Yes, let's go.
This week, we, like I said, had mentioned last week. Well, you know, by the time you're listening to this, it already came out, I think, yesterday. Or
Whenever.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
You're hearing this now, the same week probably. But Slurpuff, the meringue Pokemon, sounds a lot like El Creme.
Yeah, it does.
Honestly, I think they just were like, we've got to make this look much better. we've got to rebrand Slurpuff because this is ridiculous.
We done messed up. How did we fix this? El Creme, there's the answer.
No, seriously. And it looks this, and that's the thing. It looks very, very similar.
Yeah.
So Slurpuff is the meringue Pokemon. I'm just gonna read really quickly the flavor text on the XY promo 15, I believe it is. It says it can distinguish the faintest of scents. It puts its sensitive service of smell to use by helping pastry chefs.
Okay.
Sure, in their work. So basically, if you're a pastry chef, you just kind of hang out with Slurpuff that can smell things, and it always has its tongue out, so it's very unsanitary. I wouldn't eat at that bakery.
Right. Yeah. No,
all I'm saying.
No thanks.
It's kind of like, you know when you see a dog and like their tongue's just sticking out? This is exactly what it looks like.
Yeah.
Only it's got like a pink wig, and it's standing on 2 feet.
It's so goofy. It's so goofy looking. Unnecessarily goofy.
You know the chewy candy, the dots?
Yes.
Basically, if you took its hair off, that's exactly what it looks like, only it's white and has like a pink swirl on this in the center of it. I don't know. But the first one we've got is, like I said, the XY15 promo. The art of the actual card itself is very nice. Like you've got severe detail in the tree foliage in the back, not the foliage, but the trees in the back. There's like flowers coming up on the ground that it's walking on. It's very well drawn. You've got like a red in the right corner. You've got some blue ones mixed in with the yellow, mixed in with the green, and then the purple to the top left. Gorgeous card, at least for the background. Because I can't, it's just so derpy looking. It's just, I can't. I have to look past the Slurpuff to enjoy the art.
Yeah, I do like the background. It's a different art style than we see on a lot of cards. Almost watercolor-esque. But man, Slurpuff is so awful.
It's a good Pokemon to make you feel better about your day.
That's true. It's hard not to smile and laugh. Like, even if you're making fun of it, it still makes you feel good in that capacity. So I guess it has that going for it.
And then next we've got the Slurpuff from Generations. This card, the card itself is beautiful. It's got like a nice pattern to it. The Generations pattern.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But what really makes this like hilarious is that it's got its basic form, which I don't know what it is, because this is, what do we call this? This is Slurpuff. What's it evolve from? Swirlix.
Sure.
I'm assuming it does the same thing because you've got a Slurpuff in the center, clearly eyeballing a 3-layer pancake stack with some berries around it. And you've got one Swirlix in the back with eyes closed, tongue sticking out, goofy as all get out, and it just like smelling. It looks like it's being like drawn towards the scent of the pancake.
Yeah. And
it's just very highly like heavy outline, just very cartoony.
Yes, very anime.
And then you've got two Swirlix like one's in front, one's right behind the Slurpuff, and one's got like its mouth wide open, like it's gonna jump and attack the pancakes.
Right.
And it's like both of these, the Swirlix and the Slurpuff, both have fangs.
Yeah, it's so weird, man.
I don't get it. They legit have fangs. These are vampire, fairy, meringue Pokemon.
I mean, you can't eat pancakes without teeth, I suppose. The berries, the whipped cream, all look great with the pancakes. Like, it's cool to see like food. It's weird, but it's cool.
Right? I would rather have the pancakes.
Yeah.
Again, you got to look past the Slurpuff and just look at the forefront of the picture. Even the bench is like, it's got stars on it and stuff. It looks nice.
Yeah.
And then lastly, we've got the Slurpuff from Cosmic Eclipse. This feels like a Hello Kitty picture.
Yes, it does.
It's got like a Sanrio picnic basket collection in the back. You do see some which look to be a future look at applins in the tree to the top left. Like this apple looks exactly like an applin.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know if apples in the game are that color, but that literally looks like an applin.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have to do some investigating. But it's holding a little picnic basket. It's got like a Swirlix keychain. It's the weirdest thing. But again, it just falls into that Hello Kitty category. And that's why it gets the number one spot, because it just makes you forget that it's Slurpuff and you think it's a Hello Kitty character.
Yeah. It's so silly. But it's good. I love it. It's bright, it's vibrant. It feels nostalgic. But I mean, look, they could do the best they can with this dumb Pokemon, and I think this is the best they can.
Yeah, this is like one Pokemon you wouldn't want to see in Detective Pikachu. Like it's like nightmare fuel.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
No, it's nightmare fuel.
Okay.
Listen, they gave Mr. Mime like little hairs on his head, okay? Come on.
Yeah.
Imagine what they would do to this, okay? It's got fangs.
That's true.
It'd be like in a dark alley.
That's true. Okay.
But I am definitely ready for some another Pokemon. I need something to get me out of this meringue
All right.
funk right now.
Let's see what we got here. And we're going to use the random Pokemon generator as always. And the random Pokemon generated is... Ooh, yes. Let's go. Articuno. Yeah. If you can't find a good Articuno card, Adam, then we need to stop doing this segment, because that Articuno is bound to have some good cards.
Well, I know for a fact it has some good cards because I played one in the Players' Cup too.
There we go. But is the artwork good? We'll find out.
Yeah, we will find out.
Yeah.
Because that's going to make me think, because there's a lot of Articunos.
Oh, I bet.
And then the question is, would the Bird Trio GX count?
Nope.
No, okay.
Nope.
So what would you... Okay, so if you got...
Tag teams,
how would we ever put that into a
count.
category?
You just... those don't count for artwork. If they're tag teams or anything... Like, it only has to have the Pokemon's name on it itself.
Okay. Understood.
Yeah. Solo cards.
It can have rules. Other cards. New rules coming in hot.
Yeah, I mean, like...
Newsflash.
like Plusle and Minun. Like, they're always in each other's cards. Or, like, Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee. Like, they're always in each other's cards. But, like, the card itself is, like, a Hitmonchan. So, you could have the other birds on the card or whatever the case is. But it can't be a combined card.
Okay. All right. That's understandable.
Because the artwork we're looking for is Articuno specifically. Because all Pokemon are going to look cooler when they have other Pokemon with them.
This is true.
Yeah. So, there's your assignment, sir. Got it?
Got it.
Got it. Great. Good. Fantastic.
All right, Josh. We are going to get heavy here for a second.
Yes. Yes, we are.
Well, maybe a little bit longer than a second. But we just wanted to have a honest and open conversation with everybody that listens to the podcast, everybody that, has interacted with us.
Supports us.
And just in general, like...
Doesn't hate us.
Yeah.
Our community. This community that we're a part of and value so much.
And like Josh has a lot that he wants to say, and I posted on Twitter just kind of like, I mean, we'll get into that after, but the long story, the too long didn't read. I mean, we'll get to everything, but it's just seeing the love of the cards and being able to like open them and just sheer enjoyment of just enjoying the cards for what they are. I've seen it go downhill because of all the content creators that have switched over to the TCG, and it's just put a bad taste in my mouth, to put it lightly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything's about the money, the value, and nobody's like excited about pulling the card. Like, they're excited. Yes, they get excited, but it's like, whoa, I can't wait to get this graded to sell it for $5,500.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's like, I literally have a stack of cards to be sent off to CGC, and I will say that 94%, 95% are literally all Delibirds. Because my goal was always to try and get a 10, a pristine 10 of every single Delibird card. Mm-hmm. And I know that's going to take me a really long time, and anything worth having is worth, it's going to take time.
Yeah.
And so, I'm up to 3. I have 3 PSA 10s, CGC, whatever it is, it doesn't matter.
Right.
I mean, if it's graded, it's graded.
Yep.
It's all that, all the different ones, they don't matter to me. What matters semantics. Is that, yeah, just as long as it's somebody looked at it and they were able to determine that it looks really good.
Mm-hmm.
I will be satisfied. And the only reason I'm going with CGC is because I have an account with them.
Right. Exactly.
And they seem to be up in their game, and a lot of people are going their way, and they have a fast turnaround. So support the underdogs. Because eventually, or possibly, they could become top dogs.
Exactly.
But so we're just here, and we're just gonna go back and forth with just how we feel about the game and our thoughts, where we're at, and just all that jazz.
Yeah. So this came about because I approached Adam last week before recording that, like, I haven't made any official final decision or anything like that. But I'm at a place where I'm not sure I want to collect the cards anymore. As much fun as I had getting into this hobby, and like fell for it almost immediately and hard. Thanks to Adam, for because of the show and everything else. And like, I have a very addictive personality, and I am a collector by nature. And when I get into something I really like I don't, I don't mess around. Like, I jump into the deep end with things, and I don't regret any of it. But it's gotten to the point where, like, for one, it's so expensive. Like, I'm not like struggling financially to put food on my family's table or anything like that, but like, all this money I'm spending on Pokemon cards, could I be spending it on other fun things, like when the world fixes itself and we're able to enjoy life again? Yeah, absolutely I could. So that's one part of it. The other part of it is, like, I just have so many cards sitting around that I will never look at again, like boxes and boxes and boxes of Hidden Fates and Champion's Path and all the other sets of just bulk cards that are just sitting there doing nothing, taking up space, taking up room, doing nothing. And the thought of doing anything with them to like sell them or anything is daunting and overwhelming. And then, like, all my collections of the different sets and the binders and whatnot, like, none of the binders are finished. Like, after all the Hidden Fates, I still don't have a master set that I've collected. Could I give in and just buy the cards singles and finish it off? Yes. But at that point, it's like, I don't know. Is that fun? Is that what I wanted to do? Do I get anything for having a full set? No, just the accomplishment.
See, that's where in-person tournaments and in-person leagues really are a big part of what the TCG is,
Right.
and not being able to trade the cards. Like, I know you have like a couple Charizards.
Yeah.
But, think about the ability to like, oh, well, somebody has, whatever the shiny Charizard from Champion's Path, and they're like, oh, well, I have 3 of them, blah, blah, blah. I'll trade you one of those for one of those. You make like technically like an even swap, but then you're like, yeah, but do you have this? And they'd be like, well, okay, yeah, I'll add that to the trade too.
Right.
Obviously, like there's, value in like the conditions of the cards and stuff like that, all that, but just a simple trade, even if it was like, oh, well, I have this extra shiny and you have that shiny that I need. Like you're being deprived because of the fact that we can't be out and about. We can't. And I think if that was the thing and you could do that and like I could come visit you, or we could set up some sort of trading system in the Discord, like I feel like that's something that needs to be, and it's hard to regulate with being online, and like that's the scary part.
Right.
Because a trade is like in person, it happens simultaneously. It's there. It's instant. It's like Professor Oak's pushing that button and both trainers are sending their Pokemon through the Pokeballs, and it goes through the system and they come back down and boom, you guys got the new cards.
Right. And like at the same time, like, yes, I know what you're saying, but I also know myself and know that like, as much as I, have always said that like it would be fun to do a tournament or like do the stuff in person, like I know I'm never going to. I know this isn't me. This isn't. I am such an introvert. I am totally okay with not hanging out with people in real life forever. And like going to like a physical card tournament or like going to a shop and like just hanging out and trading with people and everything, like that's. As a kid, as a teenager, maybe that would have been something I would have done. But like now, I don't have the time or the energy. But 2, it's not who I am anymore. So like, while yes, the game itself and, there are millions of people out there that are just dying to hang out with people again and collect cards and trade cards and play cards with each other. Like, even if everything was fine and the world was back to somewhat normal, like it still wouldn't be something I'd want to do or make time to do. So, so that part's hard for me. But
I understand that, yeah.
But I do love the cards. I love the cards. I love collecting them. But then I sit back and it's like, sure, my Charizards, yes, they're going to be worth some money. The longer I hold on to them, the more expensive they're going to be, probably, if the market doesn't completely crash and become oversaturated with just everything. But, all my other stuff, like, yeah, I'm collecting it, I'm keeping it, but is it worth keeping long term? I don't know. So, like, I'm just so conflicted and so just all out of sorts about what to do. And my other problem, and I think the biggest problem, is like it's so not fun anymore to go hunting for cards and seeing all these content creators, especially like the Pokemon Go creators, just completely demolish the state of the card supply is kind of gross and sickening. And like, I know they're looking for new content and new ways to make content and get the clicks and get the hype and all that. But like, ultimately, every video I watch of not just them, but like even the people that are opening cards and have been doing it for years, everything is always about the dollar amount. Like, what's the pull and how much is it worth? And it stops being fun after a while because all you're thinking about is how much the cards can be worth, and should you sell now, should you wait, should you hold on to it? And then you start getting the FOMO because you're like, well, this card's worth a lot of money, and if I pull it, then I could, theoretically make my money back or something. And then so you're buying excess amount of packs and boxes and everything else trying to pull those cards. And that's if you can find them, because right now there's nothing. Like you said, there's nothing on shelves anywhere. And I know it was just the holiday season. And I know stores are slow to restock after the holiday season. But it was getting to that point weeks before Christmas too. It just, everything exploded, and with Champion's Path, it was so hard to find stuff. And it became to the point where if you found anything, you felt like you had to buy everything that there was, because you didn't know if that was going to be your last pack of Champion's Path ever.
This is true.
And
this
that's not
is
just
very true.
The content creator, like the content creators are blowing up the scene because everybody's seeing how valuable these cards theoretically can be. Again, when the market for anything gets oversaturated, all those prices come down. So the more stuff that's being pulled and being turned on eBay, the less and less people are going to start making from all this stuff, which is what nobody understands. Like, you could flash, $26 on the screen every time you pull something, but by the time you actually sell it on eBay, you're lucky if you make 10, if that. And so them driving the point home about how much these cards are worth, especially like the older stuff, and then like all the new hype, it's getting people excited and overhyped, and the FOMO and everything, and that's making people run out and want to buy stuff. But conversely, it's making the scalpers run out and buy everything as much as possible, because they know that they could flip that stuff for twice what they paid for, because people will pay it because they can't find it anywhere else.
Yep.
And the scalpers getting all the money for it sucks. They're
wiping... Yeah, we saw it for firsthand with the it was that I forget what the person's name was on TikTok, but they had like stacks upon stacks upon stacks. They took the whole display of the Jirachi boxes, and that was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
It's like all those packs in there, there was nothing of like crazy value.
Right, just the evolutions probably.
Yeah, and I mean, I will admit, okay, during that time, evolutions packs were like $8-9 a pack, so I guess technically you could just make all your money back by doing that. But again, thinking that way is just like those promos. I don't know if like scalpers know that like kids enjoy that stuff and they can't find it anywhere else.
Right.
It literally was only in those boxes.
Yeah.
I know we had a contest that we gave away. I gave away one entire box, and then I had messaged the other two and said that they won, and I'll send them the promos, just so at least I could spread some of the love that I had.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, scalpers wiping out stock of everything because they know that they can sell it for double what they buy it for. Just, it takes all the fun of it, and it puts people in a position, especially people that are one, playing, or two, want to just collect just like one of everything. Like, I don't need 8 things of each one. I'm not trying to have an entire table of Charizard cards. Like, I just want a full set. Like,
yeah, I know.
Like one full set, like that'd be, that's all I want. That's all I need. But getting to that point is impossible because you can't find the stuff anywhere. And that anxiety of feeling like I'm missing out on stuff and feeling like I have to buy everything or more than I want whenever I'm buying the stuff because it's in limited supply as it is. It's a sucky feeling, man. And it has become so not depressing, but just not fun. And like that's the main reason why I kind of just want to take a step back. Like, I'm looking at like the Shining Fates set, and I'm like, that set is made for me, Adam. But I don't know if I could do this again, man. Here's another thing. There are new cards and new sets coming out almost every month, it feels like. Like, we were still trying to get through Champion's Path when Vivid Voltage hit. And those two things just exploded on themselves and just completely, ruined the experience of trying to buy new cards. I don't.
Yeah, it was a long time before at least for me, that to get my hands on Vivid Voltage, which...
Yeah. And that was just a regular standard set.
Yep.
Which you've always told me no problem finding. And all of a
Right.
sudden, we were 2 weeks in before we started finding them.
And that's the thing, like Rebel Clash, Sword and Shield, like you couldn't get these things off the shelf.
Yeah.
And then now they're just magically disappearing.
Right.
Like you can't find anything.
Right.
Because there's a gold Zacian and a gold Zamazenta and Sword and Shield. So the hunt is on.
Right. Yeah. It's exhausting. And all the fun I had and the thrill of the chase and everything is just, like the holidays hitting and the new year and everything. It's made me really want to reevaluate my priorities with everything and all of this and just kind of take a step back. And that's why I haven't bought anything. Like the few times I've gone to the store the last week, I haven't gone to the card sections once, Adam. I haven't even gone to look. If I walk past it like at Target, it's unavoidable. And I'll look, and there's nothing on the shelf. Nothing at all. So it's like, well, I'm not even wasting my time looking for it. But at the same time, why are those shelves completely empty? That's so dumb. That's unexcusable.
Yep. Yeah, it just... And it'd be a different thing, too. Like, the market would be a lot different, too, if we had physical tournaments and if people were playing these cards in tournaments. Because, like, right now, you can get a Crobat V for... really cheap. You can get Eternatus VMAX really cheap. But if we were physically in tournaments and like going to tournaments, those would be the most expensive cards. I know Crobat's in every single deck. That card is like a $25 to $30 to $40 to $50 card depending on it's like either full art or not full art. And it just depends on like the format and which way it goes.
Right.
And like what kills me is that it goes for like, $10, $12. And it's like, but I know as a player, it's supposed to go for a lot more. But because of the state of everything, you can't go to tournaments. It's less valuable, if that makes sense.
Right, right.
Which is kind of that kind of stinks too. And it's like, I don't know. And like you just said, pulling like I pulled out of one of the build and battle box. I literally go into the bathroom. I was like, I'm just going to open a pack. Like I just took it with me and but before I opened the door and I shut the door, I start ripping off the pack. Mind you, I still have my pants on. I opened the pack and I just pull it out and I'm like, I didn't even look at the code card. I just kind of like sifted the cards a little bit and I saw like a solid color and I was like, okay, so I got something good. And then like I see it and it's a hyper rare Pikachu VMAX. So A, this makes number 2. And B, I was like genuinely, I know I cursed. I looked up to the ceiling, closed my eyes and yelled something.
Right.
It was just like, am I obligated to have to get this like sent off and graded because of the card itself and like what it is and because of it's the most valuable card in the set?
Right.
But I know if people were playing, it wouldn't be as expensive.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like I don't know. Like I feel like obligated to have to send it in to get graded because it's worth possibly more. And it's like normally I just like sleeve it up, put it in my binder. So I understand that feeling. And it just kind of like hit and I was like, I don't need any more of this set. Like I'm okay with getting it, a pack or two at a time.
Yeah.
If and when I can find it.
Right.
And same thing with Shining Fates. Like I'm not holding my breath for like a couple pre-orders at GameStop. And if they come, they come, And if not, again, it just means that I'll be okay. I'm not going to go out and clamor and try my hardest to find the set because I know people are already going to be lined up. I know that.
Yeah.
I just have to trust my friends that work next door to me at GameStop to just if a pre-order comes in, I'll get it. End of story.
Right.
And I'm not gonna, it's the same thing for you. Like, I don't like buying cards online, but if I see something and they're like I saw a suspicious food tin, okay, and it was $4, and I'm like, that's literally a pack of Champion's Path. I was like, I'm gonna buy it because I didn't have it at the time, and while it was on its way here, I pulled it, and it was just kind of like, I'm not mad that I bought it because it was only $4, and like, that's a pack of Champion's Path. But now anything from Champion's Path, if it's not a Charizard, it was a bad pack.
Right.
And that's just like the mentality that.
And that sucks. It shouldn't be like that.
Because I've opened so many.
Yeah.
And I have so much, and it's like I keep opening it up, and it's like every time I open it up, it's like just I know it's disappointing because I know that I'm gonna get Machamps and Altarias and Marnies and Junipers.
Yeah.
And it's like when I got the Hidden Fates tin, I was like, man, this is gonna be like awesome. Like I can't get upset. You know, if I pull a shiny, it just feels good. Something about it just feels good. And like, I hope that these packs that they put out for Shining Fates, I hope the shiny rates are really good. Like, I really do. I hope they're not like, oh, we put a reverse holo in there instead. Like, it just, I really hope these are well done packs.
Right. We'll see. I mean, you might see. I don't know.
And that's the thing. Like, and if you want me to send you some stuff, I'll send you whatever I have extras of. It's, you know what I mean? I'm not, like I said, I'm not gonna bend over backwards to try to find these packs. And if I get doubles, it's not the end of the world. Like,
yeah,
like we'll figure something out.
But again, like if I don't go cold turkey with quitting, then I'm going to be tempted to just get back into it because I'll get that hit of a shiny, you know, and it'll be just enough to be like, well, maybe I'll buy another pack or another box or another 10, and it just the cycle repeats itself. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to stop Adam. I still want to do the show. I'm not trying to walk away from the show. I still love doing this. I love talking Pokemon with you. I think I could do it without buying cards. We'll see, especially after last week's show where we played a game online together. I think we want to do that more often. I think that was a lot of fun. It's definitely in my wheelhouse.
And it was.
Yeah. And I have 8,000 codes to still, put in and get packs for. So, like, I'm not going to be hurting as far as claiming packs of digital cards. That's not going to be a problem ever. So...
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have over 200 Champions Path like packs just unopened on my account as well. So
yeah, I keep saying I need to just
it's grueling.
Pay one of my kids to input them all for me.
Yeah, because you can only enter 10 at a time.
Right.
Hit like submit, then you have to click another button, and then you have to go back, and then you have to scan another 10, click that button, and it gets tedious.
Yeah. Yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Ultimately, I just, I wish things were different. And unfortunately, they're not. Things are spiraling out of control. And, we're not at rock bottom yet. But it's hard for me to keep being excited about things when I see the state of where the game's at. And especially on the collection side of it. So.
And I know that I've had this conversation with Ken from Lured Up, and it's just it is where the clicks are at, and it's unfortunate that the clicks are there.
Yeah.
And just it's a lot of like, hey, look, I got an entire case. Hey, look, I got an entire case.
Right.
Hey, look, I got this big box filled with all these hidden fates. I got this whole box of elite trainer boxes from Champions Path. It's like, where'd you find those?
Yeah.
Like, first off, where'd you find this? I don't like we have a connection, if you will. You know what I mean? We buy our cards through TN Comics.
Right.
And even they can't like hook us up like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, I understand that. Like, but if I was like, hey guys, do you have an entire case of elite trainer boxes? They're not going to have that.
Right.
And it's like, we love them. I wouldn't, I'm not trying to say anything negative, but like, it just seems out of this world where, I mean, I guess if you have tons of money and you can just be like, well, I'll pay like $70 for each Elite Trainer box,
Right.
or I'll pay $120 for each one.
And so, which means they're doubly hurting everything because
they're feeding the scalpers.
Yeah, they're giving them money, but then also creating, the market for them to profit even more from. So it doesn't help anybody or make anything better. It's gross and it sucks.
And like, I know I put a tweet out saying like, anyone who collects or plays the Pokemon TCG, please reply to this tweet with any topics you might want us to discuss on tonight's show in regards to shelves being bare, scalpers, etc. Even if you have something small to say on the matter, it would be greatly appreciated. Right. We got a few responses. Mm-hmm. We got Pokedo saying, how do you think scalpers will affect the future of TCG, CCG? That includes Star Wars cards, sports cards, etc. Every time I go to the stores, everything is empty.
Yeah. I mean, they've always been a problem, but with the scalpers aren't the problem because anything that's collectible, scalpers have always been an issue. The problem is content creators using FOMO and using scalpers to deplete the market and then feed them at the same time. That's the bigger issue. Scalpers wouldn't be dominating the market if the frenzy wasn't there to begin with.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's like, then you've got a reply from that is Minuteman Ren saying they've even affected dead trading card games like Harry Potter. Last January, I bought a Quidditch Cup box for $25. Today, they're going for over $150.
God dang it, man. So dumb.
That's insane. And Pokedo replied with, that's true. Same with the old Digimon stuff.
Yeah.
Legendary Adventures replied and said, it has been wild to stop by GameStops and other stores and see no cards whatsoever. So much for the occasional buy to see what one picks up. Truly a shame. Minuteman Ren again replies and said, I've seen a lot of scalpers actually start to give up lately, but what hasn't helped is that my stores haven't been stocking very much lately. Mm-hmm. Do you think that once things go back to normal, products will be left on the shelf like before?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
And honestly, I think it's a fad. I think once... it's just history repeats itself. Like the card game, the cards have value in being able to be used. And where you and I, like you're a collector, like that's, but we're talking about, stepping a few steps back, but taking your hand at learning how to play the cards, which means that those cards now hold a higher value, at least the ones you have. Because then you know what you're doing with those cards. You can play with those cards. You physically know what they do, and you have seen them in a competitive standpoint. So like, oh, my Zacians are worth more to me because I can play them in a deck, and they're good. Whereas, like, all these Persians, like, for some reason, these aren't good, like, I don't know where I was going with that, but it does stink. But I think that once the dust settles, I think a lot of these content creators are either going to sell as soon as possible, or they're going to try to hold on to stuff and then realize that it wasn't a good investment. Like I've been trading cards since 2008. I mean, obviously since I was 10, like, I grew up playing the game, but like when I started getting competitive was 2008. So like I've been trading all these cards back and forth, and it's like, if I was a collector, I would be rolling in the dough. I would have all of my star Pokemon. I would have all, but no, I'm a competitor. these cards hold more value, the ones that are playable to me. That's why these Worlds decks, like, these mean more to me because I've physically played with these cards since I started, like, my journey. You know what I mean? Like, all of them mean so much more. And, like, if you showed me a card like Pokemon Reversal, like, that trainer card has been around forever. They just switched it to Pokemon Catcher. But,
right.
like, that card means something to me because, like, my favorite set genre, I mean, aside from the Delta species, has always been, like, the Heart Gold Soul Silver. Like, that 4-block set, just the cards, it wasn't yellow. It was like a tannish, like, it was a gold and a silver look to the actual border. And, like, just that alone makes the cards to me more valuable. I don't know where I'm going with all this, but, like, physically playing in the tournaments and stuff, certain cards mean more sentimentally. Like, I have a Grumpig from Crystal Guardians. It's just a rare, but it's one of the first decks that I made, and it's such a valuable card to me.
Right. We talked about that, like, before.
Yeah, when I see it, it's like I'll trade for it because I want it. I think I have 2 of the what they would consider reverse hollows back then, but they were literally, like, the whole card was hollow, like the actual picture was hollow, and it got a stamp of that set on it, and it looks absolutely phenomenal. And it's like, I had a 4 Corners deck, and that was one of the main Pokemon, and it was so good. And that card will mean more to me than a shiny from Hidden Fates.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, like, it's just weird. I feel so weird, and it's like, as far as everything goes with, you know, like, the FOMO and everybody, it just made, like you said, like, pack opening less fun because everybody's in it for, like, the hits and all this stuff, and it's like, it should just be fun. And, like, when I made those holiday cheer packs, every single pack, literally, I packed them physically with my hands, and I felt good about everything that I put in there. You know, and it's like, I wanted to make sure that people got their money's worth, but also at the same time had fun opening it. And from every video or any tags that I've gotten, everybody's genuinely enjoyed them.
Right.
And you were able to experience that too. You know, and yeah. I mean, like, that was just a happy accident or happy coincidence, but that you got, like, the God Pack.
Right.
But, like, how cool was that? You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, that joy, I just want that. I want to be able to share that. And us talking about the art of the cards, like, that means a lot to me because, like I didn't know that there was a couple of Slurpuffs, like, Slurpuffs that, like, one of those cards that you literally just, like, you just go past. It's not even worth reading. And because I can tell you that all these sets, like, I've opened packs from all those sets. I probably have that promo somewhere, but, like, I just scrolled through it. I don't care that it's from Generations and it's got a hollow pattern. I just scrolled past it, you know, or sift past it, and it's like, oh, it's in bulk now. But, you know, like, being able to stop and, like, smell the roses, essentially, like, that's what we're doing. We're looking at these cards for what they are and not what the dollar sign is.
Right.
And I think that's important. And I think the card of the week is important because it highlights not only, like, a playable feature, but a time in history for the Pokemon TCG as well. So card of the week won't go anywhere, and art of the week are not going anywhere.
Right.
Because those are important to me, and they're important to the show.
Yeah.
And I know I've been babbling on for...
Yeah, let's move on.
Yeah. Long story short, I love this game. I love the cards,
Yep.
and we're not going to stop talking about them.
We just might pivot.
Yeah.
A little bit. So let's take a break, Adam.
All right, let's take a break. And we are back.
Whoop, whoop.
Thank you so much for that break, Josh.
Yeah. Much needed.
I literally had to like clear my head and like close my eyes for a minute there. Ground myself.
Sure.
Like a Groudon.
Right.
Coming out of the lava. That thing is wild.
How about a little housekeeping real quick?
Sounds fantastic.
This podcast is powered by Patreon. You can check ours out at patreon.com/Pokemon Professor, where you can support the show for as little as $1 a month. That $1 will get you access to our Patreon exclusive Discord, which is a fantastic place filled with fantastic people. Joining at our show supporter tier will grant you access to our monthly TCGO tournaments, which is an awesome way to connect with the community and have a chance to win some awesome prizes. We'd like to give a huge shout out to our new executive producer, Tish. Thank you so much. If Patreon isn't your thing, there are a few other ways you can help us out. If you're listening on YouTube, you can subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. And if you are listening via a podcast service like Apple Podcasts, you can take a moment to leave us a review. Finally, you can visit our merch store at PokemonProfessor.com/merch and pick up some special condition swag like t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and more. How about that?
All right. I liked it. Yeah.
Card of the
No,
week.
seriously, thank you, Tish.
Yes, definitely.
Executive producer status.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Whoop, whoop. Every show.
Yeah, there we go.
Card
Card of the week. Can we do it fast?
of the week, we can do it fast.
Okay.
Clefable from Rebel Clash.
Okay.
I was on our TCGO game night. I showed just how powerful this was with, to Just Will. Or Justin, sorry. He's from our Patreon. Basically, it is a stage 1, evolves from Clefairy. You know what it does. 110 HP, psychic type for a psychic and a colorless. It does moon kick for 60. Not too impressive. It's ×2 weak to steel and has a double retreat cost.
Okay.
That's not why we play it. We play it because it has Prankish.
Ooh, okay.
When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may put an energy card attached to your opponent's active Pokemon to the top of their deck.
Okay. Break that down for me.
Right now in the TCG, crushing hammers are a thing.
Okay.
That is flip a coin. If heads, discard an energy attached to one of your opponent's Pokemon. In this format, every attachment is very important. Because a lot of Pokemon like Eternatus have to have, like, there's no energy excel. They have to attach for 2 turns.
Okay.
So if you can stall them even 1 turn, that's big. That's going to stall them and make them not be able to attack you. That's huge.
Sure.
So if you pair this with Crushing Hammers, that's insane. And then to top it off, you've got Scoop Up Net that you can use on this. So you can essentially play like a 3-2 or a 4-3 and just continuously get rid of your opponent's energies. And this is a searchable way to do that.
Okay.
And it's awesome. It is so annoying to your opponent. And I know because I had a Dragapult use it against me.
Okay.
And it's very frustrating when you can't do anything.
Sure.
Especially because you put the energy back on the top of your deck. So you're like, okay, next turn I draw an energy. Yay.
Right.
You have nothing else in your hand, so you can't progress.
Right.
And it's like the only thing you can do is attach, or you have to make that decision where like you just don't attack this turn and you're able to draw the next card of your deck.
Mm-hmm.
But what's cool is you can play, if like let's just say they have a Zekrom Pikachu, so it's got 3 energies on it. The next turn you can come up and play 1, get an energy on the top of their deck, Prankish again, put another one on the top of their deck, and then like play a Crushing Hammer and then discard all 3 energies in one go.
Right.
Like this card has serious potential, and I've seen it all over PTCGO recently. because I have been practicing.
Sure.
I've been trying to play a game every single day.
Good.
Leading up until the, what is it? The Players Cup 3?
Uh-huh.
I forgot what it was.
How could you forget, Adam?
I couldn't.
Yeah.
But it's just a fantastic card. Be on the lookout. It is scary. It makes me feel like energy denial is the new trend right now.
Slow it down.
And everybody's picking up on it too, because
Sure.
it's so good. Because you can scoop it up, you can play it down, and you can do multiple in a turn.
So everybody's just slow and installing each other.
Right. And if you're playing any special energies, beware that people could be using Giratina as well. So when you drop Giratina, it has the ability, I know we've talked about it on the show before, but it discards a special energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. So if they have 3 energies and you have 2 Clefairies down and you go search for that, you can discard their special energy, evolve into Clefable, put one on the top of their deck, scoop up net, bring it back to your hand, play Clefairy back down, evolve the second Clefairy into Clefable, do it again, they're out of energies.
Dang.
And then that leaves you wide open to be attacking for 1 energy. So if there's a 1 energy Pokemon that can keep ripping on your opponent while you just keep discarding their energies, that's insane.
Crazy stuff, man.
Yeah, and I'll be working on something. I mean, I did work on the Garchomp deck. Garchomp is not as good as I want it to be, only because it's not as good as the Flygon that has the Vibrava that basically says you can't Boss's Order it out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where its weakness is the fact that they can Boss's Order a Garchomp that you have being set up in the back, and they can take prizes really easily, and once they knock out all 4, it's kind of a done deal. And I've had multiple games where multiple Garchomps or Gibbles are prized, so it's been rough. So probably going to skip the Garchomp, and I like Flygon much better. So if you're interested in that same style of list, Flygon's the way to go. It's better. Just putting that out there.
All right.
What do you say we get into our TN Comics opening?
Yep, I think that's the best way to end the show, my dude.
Let's do it.
What's up, everyone? This is Ken from the Pokemon Professor Network, and this booster opening is brought to you by TN Comics. TNComics.com is our go-to site when we need Pokemon TCG products, and if you use code FULLHEAL at checkout, you can get an additional 5% off your purchase. That's FULLHEAL, one word, FULLHEAL, at checkout for an additional 5% off your total purchase at TNComics.com.
All right. Thank you guys so much for that. We are opening up Sun and Moon today.
Yeah, we are.
I've been opening up a lot of Sun and Moon on my on Instagram.
Nice.
Recently.
What am I looking for? What am I trying to pull?
Well, I just pulled an Espeon GX from my pack that I opened on today's Insta Booster, if you will.
Solid.
And so I think you're looking for Golden Ultra Ball.
Okay.
And there's a couple other gold cards, but Golden Ultra Ball is like the one you want.
Okay.
And then there is Hyper Rare, Solgaleo, Lunala, Espeon, Umbreon. There's a lot.
Cool.
This set has a lot of potential.
Okay.
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Why not?
Okay.
Why not? We have a code card NLLRVXXDBGHCP. Is it 4 still?
4. Yep.
Okay. We have Leaf Energy, Pinsir, Rare Candy, Brion, Carvana, Snubble, Wingull, Lillipup, Cosmog, Reverse Hollow Rowlet, and a Hollow Oranguru.
Oh, that one's good.
Cool. That's a cool looking card.
Well, I'm sure you've seen it in Hidden Fates. Because there was that one in there.
Okay.
Just he was shiny, obviously.
Sure, obviously.
All right. Code card CD9XX7JHQRPW.
Good luck.
Good luck. Okay, so it's 4. All right. Steel Energy, Golbat, Professor Kukui, Araquanid, Drowsy, Grubbin, Firo Makuhita Shelder. My reverse holo is a Yungoos and a holo Serena.
Okay. Nothing fire,
All
but not the worst packs ever.
I know. I saw the white code card and I was like, "Ooh, could be fire." And then it was quickly put out.
Not quite. Where there's smoke, there always isn't fire, Adam. Sometimes it's just a little ember. Anyway, that's a show, man.
Anyways, that is a show.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for bearing with us and listening to us.
Yeah.
I hope that
give us some feedback. Let us know what you're thinking, where you're at with things.
Yeah. Tell us how you're feeling. I mean, please reach out. I mean, I changed my name.
Yeah, it threw me off.
Twitter.
Man. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I did. Yeah. So it's still Phoenix Back for Fire, but I have like Special Conditions Podcast now as like my handle, if you will. But if you want to email us, that's the best way to get a hold of us. info@specialconditionstcg.com. And if you want to leave us a message, text, voicemail, picture, whatnot, 732-835-8639. We would love to just even hear, and then we could insert it into the podcast, anything that you have to say. But like I said, email us the best way. We want your feedback, so please write in. Let us know how you're feeling. And Josh, is that it?
That's all I got, man.
All right. Remember, if you're affected by a special condition, don't forget to use a full heal.
Good night.